Hey folks, so today I'd like to share a little bit about understanding stress. Because one of the physical symptoms of not speaking and acknowledging stress is we could go bald, or at the very least we could start to maybe lose our hair. So it's for that reason that I choose to talk very openly and share a little story today about stress. So it has been my experience that stress isn't something that we eradicate, or stress isn't something that we overcome, because if stress is out there, it's coming to a body near you, it's just waiting for the conditions to become right. So one of the greatest benefits for me has been welcoming stress in and almost becoming quite curious about it. Where is it felt in the body? Where does it show up, and what intensity, and how long does it last for? And I was stressed a moment ago. Am I stressed now, or am I stressed that I'm stressed? So I'll take you back maybe to a time in my life, maybe where my first relationship ended, and stress became so physically obvious that my face broke out in what appeared to be eczema, or what appeared to be impetigo. And I remember presenting myself at the doctors, and maybe I came away with some cream or something, but it wasn't eczema and it wasn't impetigo. And to skip forward a bit, it was stress. But at the time I was looking for a physical solution. My back tightened up, my shoulders tightened up, my neck tightened up, and I began to wonder, was I working out too often in the gym? Was my job of driving forklifts at the time too repetitive? And it's been felt physically, so it must be something physical. Now, as I've spoken about, during those times I would have had unacknowledged grief. I would have had an unacknowledged relationship towards my living parent. I would have had unacknowledged thoughts of comparison against maybe where my friends were in their life in comparison to where I am. And eventually we began to take a path of yoga, of embodying ourselves and becoming aware of the sensations in my body. And we took a path of meditation, which allowed me to sit, as I spoke about before, with anger and experience rage, and also happiness and sadness and joy and all these different things. And I began to see that stress was as much a mental experience, or the source of it was mental and felt maybe physical. And I can say that life has been quite good. As I said, the stress is out there, it's coming to a body near you. And of course there's been times over the last number of years where stress has presented itself. But I'm going to speak to a moment just recently where I had this event, performance coming up, and in the week or so leading up to it, stress presented itself. And what I began to question was, am I working out too hard in the gym? Is my job of making coffees too repetitive? Again, it was felt physical. So the pattern was, it must be fixed on a physical level. But it is the practice of self-awareness, yoga, meditation, journaling, being present in your body, that allowed me to go, I see the pattern. 12 years of practice of meditation, yoga, etc. And still there is a default, a little pattern of it's felt physical. It must be fixed on a physical level. It can't be mental, it can't be emotional, until self-awareness presents itself and sees, now I had an opportunity to be honest and to be real and say, you know something, Trevor, there's a performance coming up at the weekend. You're anxious about it. Maybe you have nervous, and also maybe you have nervous excitement. There's a saying that maybe anxiety is excitement without the breath. So breathe into it. And now I could accept that the stress was something coming from here. It was forward thinking, anticipation, anxiousness, excitement. And there was almost an understanding that that's coming, that's in a few days, I can't do anything about it. So you can see how the system says, it must be something physical, it must be something I can fix now. Because as I spoke before, as men, we love control, and we love the fact of, okay, we can do something about it now. But the something that I chose to do about it now was to breathe. Was to breathe into it and get honest and get real. Now, one of the reasons I'm speaking about this is I've been speaking with some clients recently, and they have said to me, why am I still looking for validation that I'm a good person from outside, from others? I thought I was finished with this. It's because we've done enough work on ourselves, brave work on ourselves, that stress or seeking validation from others, it's not so gross anymore. It doesn't rule our life, and therefore it helps us to have better relationships with others and ourselves. But it's very subtle, and it depends on how early in our lives these patterns were ingrained in us. You know, it's no secret that if a personality trait about ourselves was there before the age of 7, it's likely to hang around for life. And it is the practice of self-awareness and cultivating self-awareness through journaling, yoga, meditation, honest, open conversations with ourselves and with others that helps us to see these patterns. Namaste, Updadesha, the power of sharing. We all have a story to tell.